We're going to continue our fall harvesting series where we're going to do some turmeric and some ginger that we've been growing in some containers. And the reason for that is we want to get rid of some of the clutter so when we're showing off our house to sell, it'll look presentable. So we're going to start right now. What's going on YouTube gardening? It's your boy Sydney from the Naked Gardener channel. In this video we're going to be harvesting our ginger and our turmeric that we've been growing in fabric containers that about 20-gallon size. Now if you like these types of videos, make sure you give us a thumbs up. It really helps our channel. Without much further ado, let's get growing. Here we have our ginger plant, and like I said, we're growing these in 20-gallon fabric containers. We had a good success with these last year, and just smelling the leaves smells so good. At the beginning of the year when we first planted this, we said we're just going to keep it in the container and just do a cut and come along, just use it whenever we need it. However, like I said, we're trying to sell this place, so we're trying to get rid of a lot of clutter. So we're just going to harvest it all. Maybe we might do a tea from this. Yeah, I think we could probably do some tea leaves, or just from show you how, once we cure the ginger, how we make our ginger tea, which helps fight a lot of inflammation. So how we're going to harvest this is we're going to cut about anywhere from 6 to 8 inches above the soil line, so that way we'll be able to grab the ginger from there, shake it all up, and then pour the we're going to try to grab as much of the tubers that we can pull from here. Now with these plants, like your ginger and your turmeric and your sunchokes, all your tubers, you want to grow them in a container, because if you grow them in ground, they get very invasive and you won't be able to control them much. It's hard to control them, I should say. So that's the reason why we do these in containers. So we're just going to chop them off, pull out all of the tubers, and then we're going to dump the soil out to see if we missed any that were hidden in the bottom of the soil.
Oh, it looks like our ginger was about to flower. Do you think we can go ahead and put that in some water and save it?
Oh, now you want to save some plants? Mm-hmm. So we're going to try to save these blooms for Mrs. Naked Gardener, just to see if they, what type of flower they're going to be. We saw videos on YouTube how gorgeous these flowers are supposed to look. So we're going to see if we can transplant it into here while we harvest the rest. To help this out, we're going to add some bone meal, since these are tubers, and then we're going to add some azomite. Just do about a handful for this type of size in this little 5 to 7 gallon container. Well, we broke it and didn't make it through. Oh, well, we got maybe one right here.
Oh, there is. Let's go ahead and just plant those together over there.
But look at this cluster.
It smells like I can't even, like if I had known, babe, do you know that we could have been just grabbing this out and making fresh tea all the time?
Mm-hmm.
It smells so good. I wish you guys could smell this through.
And it's pretty at its young age, and you can still even use this at its young age, like Mrs. Naked Gardener said. Basically, you just take a few pieces off. You could just like take that off, replant it, and just let this cure and use it for whatever you need.
It can be treated as a cut and come along.
Yeah, and what we normally do before we used to grow ginger was we'll buy it from the store, put it in the freezer, and whenever we need it in a dish, we'll just grate it into a dish. So.
And it's like one of our favorite things to add to soups and to salads. It's delicious.
Now, if you want to see how this update is on this bloom, follow us on our Instagram page and our Facebook page. We'll put the links down below. We normally repurpose our potting mix, but since we had a lot of grubs in this little potting mix here, we decided that we're just going to put it into the compost pile. Now, if you want to see how we repurpose our potting mix, we'll put a card right above here so that way you can follow along and help you save some money. So here we have our turmeric, and once again we're going to do the same process. We're going to cut it about 6 to 8 inches above the soil line and see how well we have a yield from our turmeric. Last year we didn't do too well. I'm not too sure how to exactly grow this. Even though it is a tropical plant, it doesn't like direct sunlight. That's why you see all these burnt leaves. However, when you harvest the tubers from here, it does a great battle against inflammation. So we're just going to cut this off and see how our yield is on here. So this year was a better harvest year for our ginger and even our turmeric. Last year our turmeric wasn't so well. Now we have a bigger tubers on here, and so I am very fascinated by this. I might even save some of these for next year's seeds. This was last year's seeds from the turmeric there. What we're going to do, we're not going to brush off any of the dirt off here because it's still tender and young. So we want to make sure we get this cured for at least about 7 to 10 days. Then we'll be able to wash them off, brush them off all the dirt, and let them cure again for another additional 10 to 7 days. So some of these are one of our ingredients for our fire cider that we normally make around the flu season. If you're interested in seeing how we make the fire cider, we'll put a video card right above here so you can follow along. Now we're just going to take these over to the curing drying rack so you can see how we do that.
Why do you think this year's harvest was so much better than last year's?
I think this year's harvest probably had to do a lot of things. One is I think the azomite was we introduced azomite into the containers. Our improved Naked Garden potting mix that probably had a lot to deal with. It was a lot hotter than it normally gets. It was a lot hot earlier than it normally gets. Normally gets hot in the triple digits around August time frame. I think we almost got it to like towards the end of June this year, and it started just basically taking off. And I think it also has to deal with the time that we planted. We think we planted this back in what, February, March time
Yeah,
frame,
we did.
and then we mulched it and everything. And we had a better watering system. Last year we had to water by hand. This year we incorporated with the irrigation system. So I think a lot of those key factors kind of helped out. So we're kind of interested on how you use your turmeric or your ginger in your everyday life. Comment down below. We would like to know, how do you use that in your recipes or any type of medicinal remedies. We hope you like this video. If so, make sure you give us a thumbs up. It really helps our channel out. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss an upload. Like I said, we're going to be doing a lot of fall harvesting series. We'll put a playlist above here so you can follow along. Until the next video, let's grow together.